Hello, everyone. Okay, it's Tuesday at 8:30. It feels like we haven't done this forever, but then it feels like we just did it yesterday. It's like time either can feel so short or so long, depending on the way you look at it. It's always a pleasure to come back. And I just realized I don't have my laptop plugged in. I think I should be fine. I think. Okay. If I feel like I'm going to have to run and get it from upstairs, but I think we're good. Okay, so everyone, I'm wondering how everyone's doing. It's a lot going on, but I don't know what to say at this point. Stay happy, stay as that find that inner peace. So it's good that you're coming on this call today because I know we all kind of need a brush up. And today I've been feeling really good, but there was this incident today where I just felt like I was kind of just tapping into the energy and just to see kind of what's out there, what my talk might be about today. And my gosh, within seconds of tapping in, I started getting very bothered and agitated and frustrated. And I can tell my frustration levels on because my cat will pick it up. So instantly, my cat will start misbehaving, and I'm just like, oh, wow. And then this other thing started, and then it started to grow, and I was just like, wow, this is not good. So I had a tutor come in for my daughter, and she stays with her for an hour. So during that time, usually I'll do work because I'm usually behind. And I said, oh no, all I can do at this point is actually go meditate. So I had a 45-minute meditation. And right after that, I just felt so light again. So if it bothers me and I've been doing this for so long, I think, wow, like how is like, okay, you guys are more than know than the average person as well. So if we can keep it together or we can't keep it together, can you imagine what these poor people out there that don't realize that they have any control of their lives and they're just listening to everything and that fear they must feel, that uncomfortableness they must feel? It's just floors me that there are people that are just so unaware that they have the power to feel good amongst all this uneasiness. And I was thinking, it's been 2 years of this up and down. I'm kind of exhausted, to be quite honest. And recently I've been feeling pretty tired. I have a lot on the go, so I have a lot of things that I need to do. So I can't afford to be tired. But then I have to sit and I just keep getting this message like sometimes your soul just needs to relax, like just chill out. So I've been heading to bed a bit earlier and things like that. And then I'm thinking, okay, I shouldn't be sleeping. But then again, we all should be just listening to our bodies and not feeling guilty about it. Because what's happening as to our human bodies as we go through this ascension process is we are all being affected differently, but we're all being affected by this powerful energy that's on earth. So we're being bombarded by this beautiful energy to wake up, and our DNA is waking up. So there's this thing called spiritual DNA. And we were seeded with magnificence thousands of years ago. And it's starting to awaken. So some people who've known they have abilities, the abilities are getting stronger. And some people who didn't know they had any are starting to like feel energy, are starting to feel more tapped in, have more intuition, have those gut feelings, and things are like really starting to shift. But that's us waking up. So humanity is going through an evolution. And as we start to go into this higher consciousness, well, with this change, this activation of like this higher sense of consciousness and things that are happening to us, we do need to rest. We do need to allow it to transition because we are being bombarded very, very intensely. And if people will say, well, if this is the ascension process, I don't like it. Look what's happening. It's very uncomfortable. There is a lot of good happening in the background. And blindly we going through this process not knowing what the end result is going to be. Yeah, we can talk about it, I can sense what it's going to be fabulous. But say if you're someone who's living in a very stressful situation, so some of us are dealing with sickness, some of us are dealing with unhealthy relationships, we're not sure what we should do, some people are alone and they're lonely and they're looking for a relationship, some people have lost their jobs, there's so many different things that are happening in people's lives right now, that the contrast, the arguing, um I mean, I hopefully lots of that is dissipating, but it might not be. It's some for some people's lives, like it's just pretty amazing what we're going through. So then some people say, well, how is this any good? How is this ascension process good for humanity? Look what it's doing. And unfortunately, there's a process we're going through, and many of us have done this on other planets. So in our field, in our deep memories, there are memories of going through ascension processes and things like this. So we're almost like being activated without knowing how we know this information, like how are we going through this and feeling somewhat comfortable with it. It's not freaking me out. Well, it's because we've done this before, and this is why we're here on earth, to hold a light for those who can't. So it's really neat when I'm working with a client who doesn't know any of this stuff, but they're there in front of me and they're like, I just know they're wise beings. They know so much more than they know, and they're slowly going to come into that knowledge when they need to. And the activation of star seeds all over the world, light workers, old souls, is quite phenomenal. So I love working with these types of people, and some of them are becoming healers, which is beautiful, because this is what the world needs. The world needs people to be activated and kind of get into the program of whatever they're meant to do. I have one client who is just knows things, has knowings, but doesn't know much else. But and then there's other people who just like, there's something inside of me that doesn't want to be angry anymore. And there's other people that are releasing childhood traumas that they haven't been able to release, but they're all coming to the surface now. And then other people having memories of old lifetimes, like where's this coming from? So it's different for everyone, and everyone's journey is unique. Everyone's process in coming and opening up is unique. And I always say, yes, we can self heal. Like we definitely can. We all have it within us. But then why do we go to a healer? Why do we have to use a process? Why do we have to do this? It's kind of like a construction worker or someone who can build things, knows how to build things, but they just need power tools to help them build it. So when I was going through my healing back in the day, I used healers, and I still do, because for me, sometimes being in the space and holding the space, it I can't do both. So when I'm holding the space for you all today or with a client, what I'm doing is I'm creating a healing space. So I can't force anything on you. You're actually the one healing. We're co-creating a healing. I'm holding the space, but it's up to your higher self to take that and do what's needed for you at this time. And it's so beautiful because we're kind of working together. I'm holding the space, you're trusting me with that, and together we're creating a beautiful miracle of healing. So when I need a healing and I get sticky, gross energy kind of left over from these types of calls from clients, it's just something that happens. I can put myself in protection. I do go through lots of protection to hold myself in this type of healing, but I do get a bit of residue from it. And over time, it builds up and builds up. And I can kind of feel my energy going, okay, remember how I showed you how we all have this auric field? Well, I try to keep mine as clear as possible, because when I'm clear, I'm connected, I'm vibrating high. But when we do healings, a lot of some dense energy kind of sneaks in my field. And this is kind of a natural thing. We're humans and we have a heat field that things come in. So if I don't get my energy field cleansed and rebalanced and things, it can get worse, and then I kind of get like I lower my vibration. So I do what I need to do to keep myself in good working order. And that is sometimes going to another healer where I need someone to hold the space for me so I can just let my guard down and heal. I can do it on my own, but sometimes I may only get 50% of a healing, not the 100%, because there's something big that I need to release. And I just need someone to hold that space for me. So it's what we're really doing is we're co-creating, and your all of your beautiful energy is in, we're all kind of like mixing it in this beautiful pot. So as we have this person and this person and this person's energy, we're all mixing it, we're holding the space, and we're releasing our stuff. And there's a lot of people are having just beautiful healings that are happening. So it's such a beautiful thing that we're doing this. You're benefiting from it, but we're also then sending love to this beautiful planet, to the animals of this planet, to the water systems, to the plants, to other humans that don't know about this stuff. We're sending liquid love. It's like it's weaving through the planet. And it might be a person on the other side of the world who's not having a very good day, good week, or good life. And they're in lots of fear and dense, dark energy. And although we don't know that person, we don't know what they're going through, we don't know who it's going to touch, but this energy is surrounding them, and they're going to release as much darkness, dense energy that they are able to at that time, and they don't even know we're sending this healing. Now, if we're sending this healing to someone who knows it and they're waiting for it, so if you have like someone you're worried about, say, hey, we're going to set out this healing energy today. So we're getting, it's like they almost have like two levels of permission. The higher self is saying yes, their mental self is saying yes. And then more of that darkness chips away. But even if they're not aware of it, their higher self is going to take what it can take. I get a lot of people who saying, my children don't join these calls, but after the call, the house feels lighter, my kids feel lighter, they sleep better. So, how is it they didn't join the call, but they still receive the energy? So, we're asking for this energy to go to you, your family, your home, any pets, and it's up to their higher selves to take it. So, for those children or those other people in your house that are falling to sleep easier, their higher selves feel that energy, and it's taking it to the level that it needs to for that person. So there's no right or wrong of what they're taking. They're taking whatever they need. So some people release tremendous amount of heaviness, traumas, belief systems that aren't serving them anymore during a session. And it's like, wow, it blows my mind sometimes how much people release. Sometimes I have to like really take a quick nap afterwards and recharge. I'm actually taking less clients individually right now because the amount of energy that the person's releasing kind of having a little bit of a toll on me, and I just kind of need to take some time to refresh during it. And it's because the more I'm working, the more intense I can work. We're all like that. The more work you do on yourself, the more you practice something, the more intensity you're doing it at. So let's just say someone's learning tapping for the very first time. So if you're interested in tapping, it's phenomenal. And maybe one day I'll do a tapping session with everyone. It would probably not be a meditation, just be tapping, and that would be, it would be probably 40 minutes to an hour to do it. But let's say someone was tapping and they're tapping away something, and they realize, well, I didn't do anything, I don't feel better. Well, that's the first time tapping. Of course you're not going to feel a huge effect, because it's like muscle memory. If I go to the gym and work out for my very first time, I'm not going to be able to lift the best weight, I'm not going to have this best workout, because you need to build up. So the more that you practice energy work, the more that you, let's say you're like someone who likes tarot cards or angel cards, they're beautiful. And the more you do them, the more your intuition comes in. The more you do something, it gets stronger and stronger. I used to love angel cards and tarot cards. I love doing that. I don't have time to do it anymore, but I used to do it all the time. But that was something like when I start something, I really like go at it and go at it and go at it and go at it. But anything you're doing, whether it's tapping, meditating, affirmations, It's a lot of people are learning Reiki nowadays, and they're doing self Reiki. Well, self Reiki or sending Reiki to others, the more you do it, the stronger you're going to get. So when I used to do that like 12 years ago, when I did a Reiki session, I had some pretty good results for people. And then a year later, better results. And a year later after that, better results. And a year, it's like phenomenal. So everything just gets bigger and bigger and bigger. So don't ever get down on yourself and say, oh, I'm not that strong. It's not that powerful. I don't want to do it. I don't notice a difference, because the more you do it, the stronger, the more effective it is. And really, the best thing to try energy work on or things like that is think about it. Like, you can do it to an animal, children, plants, because these things are so open and they really change quickly when they're given positive energy. Think about it. When you talk to a plant and send it love, it's feeling this vibration. Just the essence of you talking to it gets it excited, and they grow much nicer when you talk to your plants. We're all connected through energy. So every thought you put out, every action, everything you say affects the whole. So if you have nothing nice to say nothing. That's what I always go at. If I have nothing nice to say, I'm not going to say anything. Generally, that's a sign. If I have something not nice to say, it's a sign that I'm kind of out of alignment. Unless it's for someone's growth and I'm trying to say it in a nice way, that's different. But if I was just going to cruelly say something to someone, which is very rare, that's usually meaning, okay, I'm off balance here. I need to go fix me. So I had a healer work on me recently, and they said, "Oh, overall you're great. You just got some sticky energy in there, and you need a rebalance." And she reminded me, rest more, drink more water, and ground. And I take my health for granted. So what happens is, if I get busy, I forget to ground myself, and really just taking off your shoes and going outside and feeling that earth and asking Mother Earth to give you her energy can really ground you, make you feel so much better. Sometimes it's just taking a few minutes to go within, taking those deep breaths and saying, I deserve to calm down. I deserve inner peace. And just allowing the universe to just give you what it needs. So you can ask Mother Earth to send energy. It doesn't matter if you're up in an apartment building or right on the grass. Somehow you're connected to the earth. I personally like to go outside, and I don't have a big lawn here, so sometimes I just go on the boulevard, and in the summertime, take off my socks and shoes. My neighbors know I'm the weird girl who walks her cat and walks bare feet on the boulevard. I don't care, and I sit there and close my eyes and just allow Mother Earth to give me her energy. Then you can also ask for the heavens to give you its energy, and you can almost think of some of it coming through, some of it coming from your and mixing in, and just use your own visualization or thoughts to say, wow, this energy is so beautiful. It's coming in and just melting away any fears, any anxiety, any uneasiness. Like, even when we're feeling great, do you ever have those like intrusive thoughts come in that say, you're not good enough, why are you doing this, just quit? Well, that's just part of that dark energy trying to bring you down. And I still get it. And it's the funniest thing, because the happier I am, the louder that stupid energy comes in and talks to me. Like, just give up now. Don't start that project. Are you crazy? It's going to fail. And some days it's like, whoa, if I'm not on top of it, I can just really get bombarded and start to doubt myself and get into a sadder place. Or, like, if you're, say, if I get a bit of a sore throat, that's usually an indication that I need to do self work. And, you know, that voice that comes at me will say things like, "Oh yeah, you know what? This sore throat is going to lead to this, and it's going to become bigger." And if I let that happen, it will happen. I am so easy at making myself sick with my thought patterns. Yet I can make myself healthy with my thought patterns. I can go either way very quickly based on my thought patterns. I'm very powerful in healing myself, but I'm also very powerful at bringing myself in the opposite direction. So, and it'll show up very quickly in my system that my thought patterns are off. So that's why I work very hard to stay in high vibration. We can see that in kids as well. A lot of kids that are sensitive, if their parents are in a bad place, that energy gets sensed by children and they will either develop an earache, eye infection, a sore throat, a tummy ache, because that throws off their vibration. And a lot of kids, when their vibration is off, if they're a little bit fearful or even sad for their parents, it can really show up in their physical being very quickly. And some kids manifest quicker than others. So I can tell when a child's off because they're just emotionally off and then their body starts to quickly. So sometimes if you notice your kids off or even a family member, and it might be an older child, you know what, make them laugh, because when you're in joy and laughter, then sickness can't live there, bad thoughts can't live there, anxiety can't live there, worry can't live there. So sometimes just a little bit of tickling that child and making them laugh will get them into a very high vibe, and they will just naturally break away that negative energy and snap out of it. So if a child ever says, I have a tummy ache, I have a sore throat, I have a headache, give them some attention, make them laugh, tickle them, make them feel special, and you'll see them just very quickly, especially for those sensitive children. And these sensitive children are picking up so much from everything, from their classrooms, from their teachers. So I have some sensitive kids, so I have to, like, I've taught them to do their own thing, but I can just sense when they're starting to go down for whatever reason. It may not be from my household, but it's from somebody in their classroom was sad today, so they've picked that up. It's just like a lot of us who are very sensitive and empathic. When we walk into a room of sad people, what happens? We feel sad. We hear bad news. What happens? We feel sad. And then what happens is when our vibration starts to go down, we're really useless to ourselves and anybody else that needs us. So when you initially feel off for whatever reason, it could be a big reason because you heard some bad news or someone got hurt or this is going on, or there's stuff happening in the world that's very uneasy right now. That's the time when you go within and find that inner peace and say, hey, all this stuff's happening right now, but I can't do anything directly. I cannot go and directly do something. But where I am powerful is I can send love and happiness and joy and peace in a state of high vibration. And that wave of energy that you're sending is so phenomenally strong that you are helping those people you have no idea. It is that powerful. And today, as we do this healing, we're going to do the same type of thing. We're going to start sending that love to ourselves. We're going to send it to everyone in our house. We're going to send it to our friends. Anyone we know that's not feeling well, send it to them. You can list names out. You can do whatever you want. And then to anybody in this world that needs it, to all of humanity, to planet Earth and beyond. So you're actually making a huge part for yourself, and then it just feels good. It's like um, being compassionate, but you're actively sending out. Because sometimes I'm like, okay, I'm not doing enough. I'm not doing enough. I should go do this. But whenever I feel like I need to do something more, my guides tell me meditate and send love. That's the most powerful for me. I do write some emails here and there, and I do things like that, but I always get told stop it and just go get in your spit and send love, because that to me is where I am the most powerful. So it's kind of the struggle. Am I doing enough? Am I not doing enough? Am I doing enough? So we're all kind of in this, like, am I doing enough? Am I in the right career? Am I doing that right? Am I doing this right? In the end, if you can hold your vibration and have a smile on your face, but you want to smile from everywhere. Okay. So what I mean by that is when I used to smile, I was smiling from a not so good vibration. I had smiling depression. So I could smile and people would think I was happy. And I tried my best to be kind and all that. But inside I was not being kind to myself. But as you start to like really bring that calmness in, you start to shine from the inside out. And it's a different smile because you're sending out this vibration. You can feel it. Your cells are excited. And then, but then people say, well, Brenda, if I'm not feeling good, if I'm sick, how do I get there? Well, it is a journey getting out of there. So just be kind to yourself as you're going through it. Talk to your cells, talk to your body. Let your body know that, hey, I know you can heal. Our bodies, every cell has a consciousness. So when you talk to your body, when you talk to your fingers, your hands, your knees, your toes, all of it, your body's like, wow, Brenda's list, like she's talking to us. She's actually saying something to us. We're just not a head on a body. We are working at this all together. We're a collection of cells to form who we are. So it's really neat. And when you start to do that, you can almost feel a vibration in your body and your cells getting really excited. So every morning I try to remember. Sometimes I'm busy and I forget, but I do try to remember each day to thank my body for being healthy. And when do I notice it the most? Is when I have a bit of a sore throat or something's bit of itchiness, because that's usually a sign that I'm being irritated somehow. And I'll say, okay, wait, stop. I need to talk to myself, talk my body into health again, and step out of this. But I should be doing this even when my body's healthy. So it's a relationship between you and your body. It's a relationship like your husband and wife or your partner. If we don't tell our partners we love them every day, we tell them once a year, well, or once every few months, that relationship is not going to cultivate and grow. But if you wake up every morning, every day, and tell that person, I love you, I appreciate you, well, what happens then? You have this really beautiful relationships that's cultivating and growing, and everyone's feeling good emotionally and feeling satisfied. It's the same thing with our body. If we only talk to our body when it's sick, and we ignore it all the time, why not just talk to it every day, whether it's sick, healthy, whatever? Just talk to those cells and say, I love you. And then you're going to love yourself. You're going to move forward. Every day, we're getting more and more aware. Our journey to where we're headed is a beautiful one. So just stay steady on course. And sometimes we're going to drop a bit, and that's okay. Be kind to yourself and know where you are is perfect and evolving. I know sometimes we have bad days, sometimes we have good days, sometimes we're on it, sometimes we're not. And that's to be human. We do get affected by other people's emotions. We do get affected by things like that. So being kind to yourself, forgiving others, forgiving yourself, all those things I've spoken to about, all those things we hear about in mindfulness, being aware of your thoughts, being in the present moment. It's we're being bombarded with all this stuff and putting it into action. It just takes practice. So I know it gets frustrating. There's no magic wand to say, okay, everyone, bang, this is all going to go away. We're all going to feel great. It's a journey. We're all in this together. So there's going to be ups and downs. So just do whatever you need to do to keep yourself in that place. And if you're having a hard time, then, sometimes the best thing to do if you're in a mood and you can't get out of it is just go take a nap. Sometimes that's all I do. It's like, okay, I'm just done. I need a nap. I need to recharge. I just need alone time. So, you know what? Do what works for you because we're all different. I'm not going to tell you what works for you, and you, because you'll kind of have to figure that out along the way. So we are going to start with a healing meditation. I have a feeling I'm going to go get my charger. So what I'm going to do is just start playing the music. I don't want it to just stop working when we're in the middle of this. And for some reason, my battery, which is a really good battery, is kind of getting drained right now. So I'm just going to play some music here. I'm going to run and get it, and then we'll begin. So if you want to grab some water at this time, or get comfortable, that would be perfect time to do it. And I'm just gonna get a bit louder. And you may want to start saying those special intentions that I give permission for the healing. I'm sending out a special request for so and so who's not feeling well. And whatever's bothering someone, just love to. So I'll be right back with my As you take these deep breaths, just breathe in very deeply and allow this loving energy to go into every cell. You can just talk to your cells and say, okay, may every cell get what you need today. But miracles happen every day. Cells bounce back every day. I have seen miracles happen, and it's possible. I know it's possible. Because we want to let go of that resistance, give permission for ourselves. We're going to heal on our own time. So it's not happening as fast as you want it to. It's okay. Be kind to yourself. Because we have different resistance there. We don't know exactly what's there all the time. So just be kind to your body and allow it to heal. But you know that you're 100% minded, that you know it can heal. No, if your left hand is hurting, then ask your left hand to do the thing your right hand that's not hurting. Copy it. It knows what to do. And I know if this one's healthy and moving well, then this one can be. My leg's good. I honor my legs and ask the rest of my body to follow in. I am in great health every day. I'm getting healthier, happier, calmer, a state of love and peace. We want to be so happy and vibrating so high that when we walk in a room, we know what people are wearing. The folks don't like us, they're the ones who are out. Remember that you're in a really good place. You're sending out so much love. Someone that's a bit negative can't handle it and run away. Usually an indication that, hey, I must be in a really good place. I used to take it personally, now I just let it go, but you know, it's kind of an indication. I'm feeling good, and that's why these people can't handle me around me. That's okay. That's everyone's gonna love us, and that's okay. As you love yourself, love your life, that's we're gonna along the way and make our mistakes. Just own everything. Not to lie anymore. Like not anymore. Not lie about anything. I used to lie just to make people feel good. Now I just won't answer if I feel I have nothing nice to say. But very interesting. I've learned a lot. I'm not embarrassed about anything I've ever done. I just own it. So what? I did some stupid things. I was not in the best place. Programs and things happen. That's okay. Let them come up. You sense them. All those bad feelings come up. Those sad feelings, whatever they are, just let them come up and honor them. You don't have to know exactly what they're from. Just honor them and say, okay, I'm letting them go. You're chipping away at that mess that we're all kind of in, you know, this humanness that we have. We all have light, we all have dark, and we're chipping away at the darkness within us and anchoring more light. Bringing heaven on earth is really essentially what we're doing. We need to do it gradually. If we did it all at once, our 3D bodies would burn up and we go to heaven. And that's really not the state we want to be in. We want to bring heaven on earth, so we do it in stages. We release dense energy, bring in light. So there's a gradual healing that our 3D bodies can handle. As I'm talking, the energy is just flowing, so maybe I'll be quiet. Just keep having thoughts come to my head. I'm going to ask that everyone's auric fields we're always asking through healing, chakras, balance, our meridian systems. We want them unblocked. You can say these words to yourself. Chakras kind of get blocked pretty easily. I can feel my chakras off the next day. Usually what I'll say is, my chakras cleanse, pat your back, maybe do a little line, right here, right here. May I be balanced today. May I break any negative energy that's in my field. May I get rid of any resistance, any interference. My thoughts are my thoughts. I am connected to divinity. I am a piece of divinity. And I don't allow any negative interference from anything and anywhere, whether it's seen, unseen, step-asides, whatever's there. It has to reveal itself and it needs to be. So if you have a pain in your body, you can simply just hold the pain, make a motion, get it out, toss it away and say, I don't need this anymore. Then ask for light to come and replace it. So you are very powerful. You can do this for yourself. You don't have to, wait for a call like this. This does do it, but in between, you have a headache, a lot of pressure in your head, simply hold one hand on your forehead, one hand on the back of your head, stay in that position 10 minutes. Do that for a loved one if they have a headache. You do it to a coworker if they're feeling stressed or feel like they've got some blood pressure happening. Sometimes it's just the act of caring that makes someone feel good, and just that can help them heal. Sometimes we get so wrapped up in our own heads, we kind of forget what's around us. Or we think that everyone's, oh, they're busy, so I'm just going to have my own time, which is beautiful. But sometimes I have to get into awareness and say, okay, well, why is everyone busy? And I'll just check on them, make sure they're okay. And if they're truly okay, I let them be. But sometimes there's someone who's just kind of in their room, being quiet, because they're in their head processing something that happened today. And as we all know, something not good happened in the day, we replay it over and notice we're doing it. Sometimes a little chat with someone can help them bring that sadness or anger energy coming through today's soul. We're sending it out to everyone on the call. Anyone in your home, clearing out your homes of any dense sadness, everybody, one consciousness. In essence, what's happening is the negative energy is what happens to that birth? In essence, nothing to hang on. all the things that we do, we're staying amplifying. We're moving into a new earth with love versus drama. There's a journey to get through there, and that's okay. One step at a time. Every thought you think, every action you take, what you say, adds something. we go through these healings, you may feel such tremendous love. Sometimes emotions come up and feel like a lump in your throat. You want to cry and have tears. Let's just resist these feelings. Just asking for any past lives that need to be healed, that are ready for healing, that energy now dissipates and heals. Any ancestral wounds, family constellation issues, there's so many things that affect who we are. There's healings at such different levels. You don't have to understand it. Just surrender to it. Just allow the healing. Say, I give permission to heal whatever is needed, whether I'm aware of it or not. And so it is. And if you have something wrong with your physical body, just picture that area and just see a brilliant light infusing every cell in that area. And really, that's what's happening. It's being infused with such intelligent love, and the dense energy is being replaced. Every cell is getting what it needs to either heal. Sometimes the cell's going to just leave. We honor it and thank it for being part of me. And I ask that cell, come back. You can choose any cell you want to come back as. Maybe you're a skin cell and you want to come back as a hair cell. It doesn't matter. Just come back healthy and strong. We love every cell of our body. Every part of us is infusing with God's love. Every cell is vibrating with such excitement. Your innate smart body is kicking in. And what it's doing is going through every cell of your body. Your red blood cells, your white blood cells, your bone marrow, your cells, and your tendons and muscles. All your organs, your hair, your nails, every cell is being looked at. If there's any cell that needs help, that light is coming from. And for those cells that are so damaged, they're going to leave your body. And when they decide to come back, they're going to come back as a healthy, strong cell that's so proud to be part of a healthy body. Every cell is going to feel love. You're a very powerful being. Others just might feel relaxed. There's no right or wrong in how you feel this energy. Now we're creating a beautiful bubble of protection, a bubble filled with liquid love to give everyone that extra sense of peace and security. Bring them to keep themselves in high vibration and calmness and joy, all that good stuff. So you can go forward, holding the light for those who can. And as our days get busy, you can it's always with you. Just sometimes we may not notice it. This liquid bubble of love will be around you going forward. You can tap into it just by breathing deeply and saying, I want to feel that love again. It's there whether you feel it or not. You can ask to feel it. I want to feel the peace that I felt during that session. Your guides, your spiritual beings that love you so much, want you to feel it, want you to feel that peace. We are protected in love. We just need to ask and give permission for them to show us. We're asking that everyone tonight peaceful sleep. Any processing that needs to be done, allow it to happen. Do it in the background so everyone can have a peaceful sleep while the healing's happening in the background. We feel fresh, clear, balanced. We have a super day tomorrow, the day after, and the day after. Each person on this call, each person that's receiving this love, and shine their light. Keep this planet moving forward. A beautiful moment. We may not fully understand everything that's happening, and that's okay. But in our hearts, we know all is going to be okay. All is going to be more than okay. It's going to be beautiful. And to look back at this time and say, wow, that was tough, but we made it. We're all here for a reason. We wanted to be here. This is an exciting time. Sometimes it's just reframing it. When anything happens, say, wow, I'm just so blessed I'm here to experience that. Because every experience helps us grow and move along our personal journey. Enjoy the small wins. Laugh. Add more joy. Be silly. Be grateful for all the things, whether big or small. all areas of my life. I'm thankful for everything that I have. Take a deep breath in. Anchor that light in. I'm going to play the singing bowl. Just breathe through it. We're just going to push out any of that last minute energy that needs to leave. I play the bowl. It may not sound fabulous, but the intention is inside and onto your hand. For those who are ready just to go to sleep, you just meditate go into a deep sleep. Your heart rate. Eat as much as you want. These feelings are very intense. There's a lot of energy and it can make us strong. If you're thirsty, drink, 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 because the more you're drinking water, you're getting rid of any toxins that may feel your body. Nothing wrong with waking up in the middle of the night and drinking 2 glasses of water before breakfast. Even though I've stopped, the energy is still flowing. I can feel it. I'm gonna play the singing bowl now. We're just a little bit past 9:30. Okay, everyone, you're very welcome. I'm not going to talk too much today because I just feel like this energy's still going, just working away. So just enjoy the Zen feeling. Allow this light to do whatever's needed for you. It knows who you are. You have a soul signature. You are loved. You are magnificent. So just allow this love to do whatever it needs. So everyone have a peaceful night, sleep well, and we'll see you on March 17th. All right. Good night, everyone. You're all welcome. Thank you. Thank you for joining. Good night.